Onward we go. Next question. Blue Knoll. Instead of wake up, he says sleep. Interesting.
I think some people might listen to us as they go to sleep. I do that with podcasts. So we should have like a 30 seconds on every show where we just scream really loudly to wake people up.
I listened to the Luke Loucks press conference on 1.25 speed. And I know some people do that for our podcast. Please don't do that. Enjoy it as intended, much like a movie on a big screen.
What do we care? As long as they're listening.
You're right.
Yeah, come on, man.
Blue Knoll says, if Mike Alford was a baseball player, he actually was. True story. For UAB and Mississippi State. I would have to say his batting average would be very high if it was a metaphor for his coaching hires, although the jury is still kind of out on Mike Norvell. Yeah. I personally think he's got a good eye that helps him make solid contact in regards to his decision-making in these matters. That being said, do you think the Loucks hire will up his average or lower it? From a strikeout to a grand slam, what type of hit or out is this? I'm thinking in metaphors. Blue Knoll. P.S. Stop snubbing me from generating discussion. Are you guys in bed with ESPN or something?
Yes, of course.
This is a really good question, Corey. So good, in fact, I'm going to get bullied for, I think, a second week in a row making this our generating discussion topic. Corey, there we go. Now I'm going to wait for the camera's already fired up.
That's right.
By the way, our guy James B said that he should have asked this question about practice accessibility. He should have saved that for the mailbag because he could have won. He told us to fire up the generator.
Oh, that's right. Smart.
Before we get tackling Blue Knoll's question, part of generating discussion is obviously being showcased on this program when we do this. But you also get entered into a drawing to win a swag bag from Cummins at the end of every single month. We're going to do that now for this past month of February, and then you obviously get entered into the drawing grand prize end of the year, either a portable generator or a portable power station. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the deck, Core. I'm going to hit shuffle twice.
Okay.
Whack 169, Island Chief, M. Adam CZ. They are all up trying to win that Cummins gift bag, shirts, hoodies, other cool things. Who's the winner going to be?
Oh, barely. Oh. Island Chief pulling it out at the end.
There we go. Island Chief, be on the lookout for a DM. We'll get your information, and then we'll go ahead and send it out to you and get you your gift bag. All right, Corey, with that said, then let's turn our attention to the question from our guy, Blue Knoll, and that is, what do we think about Michael Alford? What do we think about this hire? He gets credit for or maybe blame for the Norvell extension. He was not the AD when Norvell got hired in 2019. That was David Coburn. But obviously Penske, I think he's had probably Lonnie came up for an extension at some point. So, Penske's one of the hires. Link Jarrett, obviously. And now Luke Loucks. So is this going to up his average? And how would you compare this on the hitting chart? I feel like this is like a sizzling single up the middle that you could possibly turn and stretch for two.
And it's too small a sample size to really know what that batting average is, right? Like, I think it was well said, and it's crazy to think about. But, the jury is still out on your head coach. They just went 13-0 2 years ago. It was funny. I was actually at Orange Theory getting ready to work out, and one of the guys there was like, he goes, they were so bad last year, and it was just like 3 or 4 years ago they were undefeated. And I'm like, no, man, it was last year they were undefeated. And the woman next to me started laughing because she was a Florida State fan too. It's like, it might feel like it was 4 years ago. It was the year before. So yes, we don't know what Norvell is. And they might rue the day that they gave him that extension, but I don't know that many people could blame him, right? Like, he did look like the truth. The truth. And he was a great ambassador for you. You believed everything about the way he ran a program, believed about everything about him as a person. And he had just gone 13-0 and got snubbed and all that. So I don't think people are going to blame maybe the amount, but you were also trying to keep him away from Alabama. So said his agent anyway. But as far as Luke, man, it's a great question. I don't know. Here's the thing about it, though, Aslan. I think that's a fair point. In football, it's essentially either a home run or a foul ball. You know what I mean? Like there's not a lot of in between. You because that sport you can't
or a strikeout is either a home run or a strikeout.
Yeah, or you can't afford to have an in between in football. Basketball you can. You can afford to have a bloop double to right, or a bunt single, or a home run would be great. But anything that's positive is a big deal for this university. So, you know, there's no way to know. I could sit here and guess, which is all we really do anyway. But there's no way to know what Luke Loucks is going to do. I hope he does great.
It's tough because listen, he's to a certain extent. I mean, Michael Alford's a victim of his own success. Because I mean, listen, Brian Penske, they won a national title. Am I not mistaken,
Yeah.
Corey?
You're not mistaken. That was it might have been the best soccer team in college soccer history, and that's not hyperbole. When you look at what they did in the NCAA tournament, they didn't lose a game that year. In the schedule they played and the teams they beat, you could argue that was the best soccer team in college history.
Yeah, and the next season they bounced back with a team they thought was maybe even better, but they fell short of repeating.
Yeah.
And then you look at what Link Jarrett did last year. I mean, Link Jarrett took them to Omaha. They were one of the last 4 teams standing.
Yeah.
They were the second remaining undefeated team this season after they lost to Florida on Tuesday night. You feel really, really good about that hire. And those are the only 2 hires I can think off the rip. I mean, I don't know there's an Olympic sport. I mean, we'll see about the lacrosse coach. I don't know just how successful lacrosse team is going to be from the rip, but yeah, man, those are big shoes. That's a high standard to hit if you're Luke Loucks. And I don't, we probably have to kind of grade it on a curve because soccer has been successful for so long under Mark Krikorian, and baseball obviously has such a storied history under the Martin family. I feel like if Luke can get them to a Sweet 16 in the next 3 years, I think it's on par with the Link Jarrett and Brian Penske hire.
How about like just a couple years, not even on the bubble, like just so into because again, that's a random weekend. And again, that's what you want. You want to have great NCAA tournaments. You want to get to a Final Four. I get all that. But the way I have always judged these programs is the regular season, how good you are, because that's the consistency that goes on. And that's a Braves fan talking who hasn't had a lot of postseason success to draw on.
Come on.
But I mean, it's a couple World Series and a lot of not World Series. But the franchise was solid and very, very good. That's what you want. So to me, if he can get this team to where, and I don't know whether it's 70% or 66% or whatever, 2 out of 3, 3 out of 5. I know that's 60, not 70, but somewhere in that neighborhood where they're in the tournament, no matter what happens in the tournament, I think that's a success. I think that's a success. That's what his goal should be. It's not that hard to get in the tournament, man. The entire SEC is going to the tournament. So it's not that hard to get into the tournament, especially in the ACC, where it's not good. You can be one of the top 5 teams in this conference. And at least, like, that's the thing, Aslan. Florida State is either during Leonard Hamilton's tenure, at least since I've been covering, some 2009-ish on, so the last 16 years, they're either in the tournament or nowhere close to the bubble. I don't remember a lot of Selection Sundays where you're sitting watching, wondering if Florida State's going to be in the tournament. It was either absolutely they're in the tournament or no chance. Yeah. How about get you on the bubble a little bit? How about a first 4 out or a last 4 in? Like, at least you should always be on the verge of being in the tournament, even if you don't make the tournament. But yes, it would be, I would say 5-year contract. It's not too much to ask to sniff the tournament 3 years.
Ooh, okay. All right. There. It's been said. We figured it out, everybody.
And if not, Alford has to go. Right, Aslan? Get him out of here. It's a failure. So, yeah. But Alford, weirdly, think about all the things on Michael Alford's plate the last 3 years and where basketball coach must rank.
Yeah.
You know, isn't that crazy? Like, there aren't many ADs that have gone through a football facility being built, a stadium being refurbished, having to make people buy these tickets and the personal licensing fees and all the stuff that came with that, with a bunch of angry season ticket holders, going 13-0 to 2-10, having to hire Gus Malzahn, then also baseball and the conference. What conference are you going to be in? It's been a crazy 3 years where basketball is not the least of his worries, but it's certainly not at the top of the list. Hopefully Luke can get it done for him, make him look like a genius.
Volatility, it'll stress out even the most calm of all of us. To counteract that, consistency, reliability, a power leader, Cummins. Give them a follow on Instagram, CumminsLifestyle, all one word. See all the awesome things you can do on your downtime, your recreational time when you use Onan products, the portable generators, the portable power stations. Cummins got you covered. Get involved in this show too, everybody. You can be a winner. Swag bag, win one of those things I just mentioned for free. Give it a follow, CumminsLifestyle.